All right, boys. So, in light of Braden Point's playoff goal scoring streak right now it currently sits at 8 games. I believe the playoff record is by Reggie Leach at 11, which is incredible. Imagine a Leaf player scoring 8 straight playoff games. They'd build a statue for him right then and there. Anyways, in light of that, we are going to now do our Legends row of streaks. So they could be the best sports streaks, they could be the worst sports streaks. We may even have a couple of those in there. We're going to give it to you right here. We've each compiled our top 5 list of streaks. And by Bobby's face, I'm going to kick it to him first. Oh, you got 4, Bobby? Whatever. I got 5. I'm giving you 5.
I got 5 too, but I thought Legends Row was 4. I don't know.
Whatever.
Frank, why don't you tee us off, buddy? You can go first. I'll go last.
Okay. So in no particular order, because I try to rank these, that's me next to impossible. But I'll get the obvious one out of the way. So number 5, Cal Ripken consecutive game streak played at 2,632. That's just incredible as it is, Hall of Fame shortstop. But that's a lot of games. I'm coming into some football. Brett Favre, 297 consecutive starts from 92 to 2010. Listen, football is football. Like we're talking playing through concussions, injuries, who knows, but that's pretty cool in its own right. Into some hockey. Gretzky, 51 straight games with a point. Nothing needs to be said there from the great one. That's just even to do that in today's game. I don't think anybody's going to get close to that one. Here's my favorite one from a hockey standpoint, which I think will never be broken considering the way the game's played today. But Glenn Hall, 502 consecutive complete games played by a goaltender. And I'll have my reasons. I'm sure we're gonna get talk about that one a bit. But and coming in, I'm gonna add a little bit of wrestling to this one. It's not WrestleMania if we're not talking the streak. And by the streak, I mean the dead man, The Undertaker, WrestleMania streak, 21-0 before controversially losing to Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't have chosen him, but it is what it is. So there's my list.
Okay, but Frankie, I know you love wrestling, but someone made the choice to give him the streak. Like he didn't earn it.
Coming. Yes. I've watched. You're fair enough. It is scripted and all that kind of stuff. But like when you think WrestleMania, you think of Hogan and Andre. You think of the first WrestleMania, Piper and Hogan, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart Iron Man match. WrestleMania has to have an aura about it. And I think, Robbie, you're a little bit of a wrestling guy myself. But when you think WrestleMania, what's the first thing you think about? It's the streak. So it's associated with the streak. So the more you kept that going, the more you got eyes on it. And who can we put in that spotlight with The Undertaker? So yeah, they could have ended at any time, but it just gained more momentum as he got older. And Rob, I even venture to say he faced tougher challenges, but bigger names as he got older. So it became more of an attraction as The Undertaker got older in years.
At what point do you think they realized, like, hey, we've given this guy a win streak here? Like they probably just every WrestleMania kept making him win. And then they're like, by like the 12th WrestleMania, they're like, hey, this guy's got a streak going. Let's keep it going here.
I think he said, if I'm not mistaken,
was it not like 13 area somewhere where
it was the one against where he won the title against Sid, I think.
That's 13.
Yeah, I think that was the one where it's like, okay,
you're 6-0, bud, or something.
He didn't win the title. It was the second time with the title, and they said, well, geez, we just put the title on. He's like 5-0, so we should kind of just keep this going, right? So yeah, you're right, Joe. It's at some point they probably thought, hey, listen, we got to keep this guy keep this guy in the card every year. So,
but it is sports entertainment, so since we're a sports show, it kind of counts.
Got it. Fair enough.
I think my favorite one from Frank was the Brett Favre one, just for this reason. I used to love tuning in on Sundays at like 10 o'clock, watching the pregame and seeing Brett Favre, massive concussion, probable. And like Brett Favre, missing left leg, will play. It was just like
game time decision.
It'll never happen anymore. The way they take concussion seriously,
exactly.
The way they protect quarterbacks nowadays. Remember, teams invest $40-50 million in their starting quarterbacks now. So you're not gonna put that investment at risk, let's say. So
can I just say one thing on the Glenn Hall one, just to bring up the reason why I find that, again, it's one of those ones where like there's streaks and then there's one bit like will never be broken. Just look at the way hockey is these days, a 1A and 1B. You barely have guys playing 50 games, and now they're talking about not paying goalies a lot of money because they can invest in 2 goalies. We're talking 500 games in a row. Never in anyone's lifetime will we see that ever. Just the way how the game is. So.
Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead,
Bobby.
Joe. You give yours, but
All right.
I'll end this segment off.
Thank you, buddy, giving me the honor of going next. Okay, so I've got the New England Patriots. I hate them so much, but I have to give them credit. They won the AFC East 11 years in a row from 2009 to 2019. When you think about football, the salary cap now, the way it forces teams to change the roster over, to win the division 11 straight years is pretty incredible. And yes, we have to factor in that division totally sucked for all those years, but I'm sure the Patriots had something to do with that. Frankie, I've also got Gretzky's 51 game point streak. What else can you say? No one's touching that record. For baseball, I know the easy one is to go with DiMaggio's hit streak, but I went with something a little different. Oral Hershiser had 59 consecutive scoreless innings, which is remarkable. Then I've got the Islanders winning 19 straight playoff series. As a Leaf fan, not being able to win even one playoff series, winning 19 straight is pretty remarkable over, I think, a 5-year span. And lastly, I had to give some ladies some love. So I'm going with Martina Navratilova went 17 straight years of winning a Grand Slam title. Think about how short your prime is nowadays. To go from your early 20s to your late 30s, consecutively winning a Grand Slam title is an awesome feat. And that is my Legends roll. Bobby, I'll kick it to you, or you can talk about my amazing list.
Yeah, I'm going to pass because my list is going to be the King Daddy topper because you guys left off a couple of the greatest ones. I'm going to go with the Joe DiMaggio one. You touched on it. 56 game hitting streak. Unbelievable. Just to put that in historical context, Jimmy Rollins has the longest from 2000 on. It was 38 games. He was still 18 games away. That's almost 3 weeks of baseball away from just tying that record. So that's something that I don't think will ever be beat. The Buffalo Bills losing 4 straight Super Bowls, getting to 4 and losing 4. I mean,
remarkable
that they not only they got to the 4, but they lost all 4. So that'd be one of mine. I'm going with a Gretzky one, but I'm going with a different one. He scored in 30 straight games, which is like I got another guy on here that have like Gretzky and the other guy on my list. They're just mind-blowing stats. It's just you laugh every time you see them. The Celtics won 8 straight titles, I believe, in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, when they had Bill Russell. 8 straight titles. I don't care what sport it is. 8 in a row with a salary cap now. That's
never happened. No.
Yeah, I don't even think in a I don't think that'll happen across any sport. So 8 straight, good on them. And the last one, and we talked about it. I talked about it with our golf specialist Vito. I got a bunch of Tiger Woods stats here, so I'm just gonna put Tiger as my 5th one. He had a cut streak of 142 tournaments. As in, if he played in 142, he made the cut in 142, which is
that good?
It's okay. It's decent. He also had this one's my favorite. 683 weeks at number 1.
Oh.
That is, I believe, 13 years of being the number 1 player. And not just that, he had 2 consecutive streaks of 280 straight weeks, 281 and 260. He has 2 of the longest consecutive number 1 streaks of being constantly at number 1. So just like Wayne Gretzky, Tiger Woods has these mind-blowing, and it's ironic because me and Vito talked about it before the U.S. Open that he called John Ram as the winner. But it's unbelievable to just look at these Tiger and Gretzky and these historical guys, and you just have to laugh at some of these streaks and stats.
You can make a Legends roll of just Gretzky stats. Like, which are your top 5 Gretzky stats? Because they're just insane. How much he dominated, and I think the era that he played in helped out a little bit. But obviously, he was phenomenal and the best player that's ever lived. So, boys, you know what? I liked all of our lists. Mine was a little bit better than both yours, but I liked all of ours. I got to say that.
I think it was great though that we only had one crossover. I believe you two both had a Gretzky stat, but to have that many, that's pretty impressive. Good job.
All right, boys. Thank you.
And I'm
thanks.
sure we all did our research, our respective research.
Of course. Of course. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. We appreciate it.